Squirrels are members of the family Squirrelidae, a family that includes small or medium-sized rodents. The squirrel family includes tree squirrels, ground squirrels, chipmunks, marmots, including groundhogs, flying squirrels, and prairie dogs amongst other rodents. Squirrels are indigenous to the Americas, Eurasia, and Africa, and were introduced by humans to Australia. The earliest known fossilized squirrels date from the Eocene period and are most closely related to the mountain beaver and to the dormouse among other living rodent families. The word squirrel, first attested in 1327, comes from the Anglo-Norman esquile, which is from the Old French escura, the reflex of a Latin word sciarus. This Latin word was borrowed from the ancient Greek word skuros, which means shadow-tailed, referring to the bushy appendage possessed by many of its members. Squirrels mate either once or twice a year and, following a gestation period of 3 to 6 weeks, give birth to a number of offspring that varies by species. The young are altricial, being born naked, toothless, and blind. In most species of squirrel, the female alone looks after the young, which are weaned at 6 to 10 weeks and become sexually mature by the end of their first year. In general, the ground-dwelling squirrel species are social, often living in well-developed colonies, while the tree-dwelling species are more solitary. Ground squirrels and tree squirrels are usually either diurnal or crepuscular, while the flying squirrels tend to be nocturnal, except for lactating flying squirrels and their young, which have a period of diurnality during the summer. Because squirrels cannot digest cellulose, they must rely on foods rich in protein, carbohydrates, and fats. In temperate regions, early spring is the hardest time of year for squirrels because the nuts they buried are beginning to sprout, and thus are no longer available to eat. While many of the usual food sources have not yet become available. During these times, squirrels rely heavily on the buds of trees. Squirrels, being primarily herbivores, eat a wide variety of plants, as well as nuts, seeds, conifer cones, fruits, fungi, and green vegetation. Some squirrels, however, also consume meat, especially when faced with hunger. Squirrels have been known to eat small birds, young snakes, and smaller rodents, as well as bird eggs and insects. Some tropical squirrel species have shifted almost entirely to a diet of insects. Squirrel digging in the grass at Rice University. Predatory behavior has been observed in various species of ground squirrels, in particular the 13-lined ground squirrel. For example, Bernard Bailey, a scientist in the 1920s, observed a 13-lined ground squirrel preying upon a young chicken. Whitron reported seeing this same species eating a freshly killed snake. The living squirrels are divided into 5 subfamilies, with about 58 genera and some 285 species. The oldest squirrel fossil, Hesperipiths, dates back to the Chedronian, late Eocene, about 40 to 35 million years ago, and is similar to modern flying squirrels. A variety of fossil squirrels, from the latest Eocene to the Miocene, have not been assigned with certainty to any living lineage. At least some of these probably were variants of the oldest basal, protosquirrels, in the sense that they lacked the full range of living squirrels autapomorphies. The distribution and diversity of such ancient and ancestral forms suggest the squirrels as a group may have originated in North America. Apart from these sometimes little-known fossil forms, the phylogeny of the living squirrels is fairly straightforward. The 3 main lineages are the Ratufani, oriental giant squirrels, Squirrelinae, and all other subfamilies. The Ratufani contain a mere handful of living species in tropical Asia. How did you like this information? Do comment, subscribe to the channel to get more information like this.